something talking, and they don't stay for long.
Hey!
Everett, take the wheel! What's going on? There's something in the sky.
All right, guys, welcome to Real Time for the real everyday movie fan. I'm Josh Williams, and I am joined here by Casey McKinney. How you doing, sir?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I got maybe a bone to pick with you. We'll talk.
Oh no, because we are about to review probably my favorite film right now of the year. We're here to give you our real-time review of The Vast of Night. Now, The Vast of Night was directed by Andrew Patterson, and it stars Sierra McCormick and Jake Horowitz, and those are pretty much the ones to note. There are some other small characters in the film, but it focuses around these two kids in a very small town who one of them is a radio host, and they hear a interesting frequency on the line. The other one is also a police operator, and they hear this weird radio sound coming out of the radio. They further investigate, and things just get more intense from there, I should say. This is definitely my favorite film of the year. I think I had to go back and look at the list of the movies I've seen, but I just love this movie, given the fact that I tried and look online to see their budget because I heard it was very small. It's not even listed, so that must mean that it's so small that it's not even worth a note. And what everyone was able to do with this movie, I think, was a triumph. But I'll get into my thoughts later here in a second. I'm ready. I am curious and excited and now apprehensive, looking at Casey's face. Yeah. What did you think of The Vast of Night?
Well, I think, you recommended this very heavily to me.
I
had a conversation like a week ago.
Yeah.
This came up. So we talked about it, and I added it to my list, and then you said you wanted to do the review. So it's okay, I'll bump it up the list, and we'll get it watched. And I think if it was something that I had just come across and started watching, I would have turned it off in that first 20 minutes.
Oh.
It is a very slow first, and I will say, after that 20 minutes, it picks up. I don't want to shit all over this movie. It looks beautiful. I love how it's done.
Oh yeah.
In that old timey, it took a minute to get used to. At first, I was like, "Are we going to do this the whole time?" Okay, we are.
Yeah.
But I overall, it gets really good there in the middle, and I just never felt as though I got paid off. There was a lot of build up, and I was really excited for where this was going, and then it just sort of didn't happen. And I don't know. That's just me. I
can see where you're going, but for me, it paid off completely. Now, if I didn't really say this in the earlier in the review, but this is a UFO film. This is an alien film. Aliens in the sky. But so this one for me, how it built. Now, I will give you that. The first 20 minutes is long. I remember when I first watched it, the 20 minutes was very hard for me to get through because it was a lot of speaking. But this film, given its low budget, I get it. They had to be they needed to stretch this into making it a full-length feature. And it is an hour and 30 minutes. And it's pushing that hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah. They had to try to get there. And that first 20 minutes definitely helped them there. Like I said, there's just a lot in that first 20 minutes that I wasn't really a huge fan of. It did build the characters. It explained what they were, the kind of people that they were. And that's what you want to see. You want to see good character building. But like I said, I just really wasn't sucked in at that point. But then certain things started to happen there, like you talked about with them hearing the sounds and the back and forth on the phone line. And that was really, really good. I was really, excited with where they could go with it or where it was going to go. I just wasn't a huge fan of the ending, and when something doesn't stick the landing for me, it really bumps it for me. It
stuck the landing for me because of how unsettling it was in my personal view of it, but also just this movie. I haven't been this creeped out by an alien film since Fire in the Sky and Signs. This movie got under my skin to the point, because I was watching it at nighttime. Then it was getting to the point where my light would turn on. I'd go outside and just, of course, I believe in aliens. I mean, if you don't, this probably won't creep you out as much. But the people who do this, it really gets under your skin. And the build-up for me was very creative. I got to give it to Andrew Patterson. I really want to see what he does next. His tracking shots were mass. They were one-shot tracking shots like you see in big-time budget
that
films.
open. Even that first 20 minutes that I wasn't a huge fan of looked great. It was beautifully shot. I just wasn't a fan of the dialogue and the substance there. Like I said, visually, this movie is great.
Oh, God.
And there's a final shot there that you see that looks really, really nice. All of that, I give full credit to.
The director.
Yeah, I didn't give him a budget. Like you said, I'm interested now.
Yeah.
What can you do? I'll give you a budget, and I really do feel like we can get some good stuff here.
Give him a budget with his own original idea, because this he produced, he wrote it, he did everything with it, and I just hats off to that guy. And even in the cast, the two people, the main characters, did a great job. It felt very authentic almost, and I they didn't feel like they were acting, which is a good thing. That's what you want, and it just felt very organic to me. So I can't praise this movie enough. It's sad that you didn't like it as much. For me, it just really got under my skin. I even thought the beginning was very creative and how they made it look. I don't want to give it too much away, but it was a very creative opening. What you made it, what this world is, how you're viewing this world almost. So I'll put it that way.
He had some very unique ideas. I appreciate some of those things and the ideas there. There's a really good world building and story building technique there. For me, it was just the lack of a good big payoff.
I can say this one, and I'll probably put a little video here from the trailer, but I do love some of the sci-fi Easter eggs that he had in this movie. I didn't know if you ever noticed any of them, but the radio station that the kid works at, the guy, it's WOTW. It's War of the Worlds. It's meant to say War of the Worlds.
Nice.
So that was actually a really good Easter egg.
I love little stuff like that.
Yeah, I do. I love that little stuff. He's kind of tips his hat to certain things. But so what score would you give it? And would you recommend people check it out if they're sci-fi fans of this genre?
Recommend checking it out. If for no other reason than the style, some of the really good shots here. I did, like I said, it looks great. It's lacking in some areas. To me, it's probably somewhere around a 6 out of 10. I'm not huge on it, but I would recommend checking it out and maybe making the decision for yourself. This is not a terrible movie that I'm going to tell you stay away from at all costs. But if you're curious, check it out and make your own decision on something like this.
Definitely, I would say this one is such a small budget film. I feel like it deserves to at least be seen. And it's I would say for me, it's one of the better films out there. I said it's probably my favorite film, probably I think one of the best films, if not the best film of the year so far. This movie, like I said, it got under my skin. The build-up for me really paid off. The ending was unsettling. Even throughout the film, like we said, the director just masterfully directed this film. I want to see what he does next. I will be looking out for what he does next. I would say he's one of the new up-and-coming directors to look out for. I'm giving this movie a 9.8 out of 10. The only reason it's not a perfect 10 is, like you said, yeah, I've seen the movie 3 times now. And that's I don't know if that's sad or good on my part, but I love this movie. I will say, even still, after seeing it a third time, that 20 minutes is still a stretch, but I get it. I feel like if he had maybe a bigger budget, he'd be able to do so much more creative things, but it gave great character development to them. And like I said, I can't wait to see what happens next for him. And this movie, for me, will be going. I will predict, bold prediction, it'll probably go down. If people see it and gets word of mouth, it'll go down as one of the best or one of the better sci-fi alien films of its genre. So, all right, guys, that'll do it for today. Thank you very much for watching. What did you think of The Vast Night? If you have seen it, if you haven't seen it, please check it out. I really, really think you guys would enjoy it. Leave your comments in the section below. Give us your positives, negatives, and your score out of 10. Also, if you like what you watched, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you can receive more of our various content in the future. Also, like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Stardust. The links are in the description below, as always. That's all for today. Again, I'm Josh Williams, and this is Casey McKinney, and thank you for keeping it real with ReelTime.